वेलकम बैक गाइस, आई एम ऐश। तो बैनिशर घोस्ट ऑफ न्यू को कंटिन्यू करते हैं। लास्ट एपिसोड में अपन लैमी का पीछा कर रहे थे और करते करते यहाँ पहुँचे थे। उसके बाद ब्रीच है, वहाँ पे एंट्री करना है। पर मैं सोच रहा हूँ पहले अपग्रेड कर लूँ क्या अपने आप को। देखता हूँ, एक मिनट। अपग्रेड के लिए ज़्यादा कुछ है भी नहीं मेरे पास। चलो पहले इसी को करते हैं, फिर बाद में देखेंगे। अगर मारा गया तो मारा गया।
So, here we are.
I suppose now we step into the void.
Suppose we do. Dark rituals, void breach.
विच फाइंडर्स क्वेस्ट कंप्लीटेड।
Lammy can't be far.
लगता है लैमी ने इंक विल क्वेस्ट स्टार्टेड। काफी तगड़े स्पिरिट को जगा दिया हुआ मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है। बाकी देखते हैं आगे चल के।
You're on your own.
चलो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। यहाँ पे काफी सारे घोस्ट वर्ड्स होंगे और क्या है ये रहा ना।
Demonologists really like pushing the limits of their knowledge without considering other lives.
That just makes them human. Wards.
It's awfully calm. Why is it awfully calm?
I can manifest now. Wards. I'm going to need a hand here.
आवाजें आ रही है काफी डरावनी डरावनी सी।
Spectres. They haven't noticed us. Stay low.
अच्छा वो देख नहीं पा रहे हैं अपने को। फाइट करने का कोई मतलब नहीं है। चलो आ। अच्छा कुछ गड़बड़ है यार यहाँ पे। ये नोटिस क्यों नहीं कर पा रहे। शायद जो कुछ घोस्ट वॉर्ड्स की वजह से शायद हो सकता है। एक यहाँ पर भी है, शायद घोस्ट वॉर्ड की वजह से। इधर क्या है।
Something has me. Wards. Much better.
Careful now.
An Ariadne's thread leading through the void. Very useful indeed.
Very useful right until it falls apart. Then you're stuffed like force meat in a turkey.
An Ariadne's thread leading through the void. Very useful indeed.
Very useful right until it falls apart. Then you're stuffed like force meat in a turkey.
फिर वियर्ड है यार ये वाला वॉइड। तो इसमें जो स्पिरिट है वो अटैक नहीं कर रहा, नोटिस नहीं कर पा रहा। पता चलेगा शायद आगे कुछ जाकर। एक साइड इधर रास्ता है, एक इधर है। पहले इधर चलूं इधर जाऊं। इधर ही है रास्ता शायद। चेस्ट।
Creepy hideout. The governor's spawn likes a bit of drama.
A hand-drawn map of Harrows with initial ER. Two places have been circled: the abandoned mill and God's Acre Cemetery. यहाँ भी जानवर
Looks different. Looks like it died diseased.
इसमें क्या है? Obscure demonology writings. Demonology writings.
This is some dark, sideways magic.
It's forbidden. I've read it.
Sometimes I worry about you. Ugh. What is this thing?
Banisher rule number 4.
If it oozes, don't touch it. Another botched experiment?
It may be native to the void.
कुछ हो रहा है क्या? अच्छा लैमी तो है ये.
So, you can see me. Aren't you full of surprises, young Master Haskell?
You may talk. A Banisher ghost. Amazing. How on God's earth did you find me? Never mind that. Thank the Lord you did. Thought I was going to grow old in here.
Hiding in the void, were you stuck here? चलो यही पूछ लेते
As
हैं.
hiding places go, the void is quite the choice.
Yes, an amazing place. Or plane? World? The Araloo is not easily described, but it makes a fascinating study. Tell me, how did you get past the Guardian beneath the mill? Did you use a decoy?
We fought it. Don't change the subject.
You fought it? Of course you did. A good thing too. I was starting to think it was wise to meet tricks. Oh, but I have so many questions.
This isn't a social call, kid. And we're the ones with the questions.
Oh. Oh. Of course.
What are you doing
From the looks
here?
of this place, you're knee-deep in research. What are you doing here exactly?
Searching for the origin of the Harrow's plague, of course. And I have a theory on the subject.
Of course you do. Go on then.
Now, at first, I believed the water poisoned, but my father sealed the well, and yet folk remained sick. They looked for witchcraft, a foolish, uneducated suspicion, yes, but with some truth concealed behind it. You see, the Araloo taints New Eden. Its influence leaches into the Harrows. The evidence is everywhere.
वैसे पूछता हूँ अरालू है क्या?
The Araloo.
अरालू.
Neither name does it justice. This place is beyond words. The Araloo, Mr. McCraith, is made of the very fabric of our primordial myths. Isn't it amazing?
Can you prove it?
Can you be sure the void has tainted the region?
In New Eden, the threshold between our plane and this is thin. Even I, a novice, may reach the frontier and then go beyond. I also believe it happened before. Some years ago, New Eden was hit by another epidemic.
Was it the same illness?
I believe that first epidemic was caused by the porosity of the frontier between New Eden and the Araloo. Although, where theirs was an affliction of burning flesh, ours is a corruption of mind and spirit. And I believe I have found its source. There is a substance, a strange ooze. You may have noticed it. This, I believe, is the true source of the Harrow's poison. It carries a particular stink, on the scent of which I experience first confusion, then a loss of control over my limbs.
सोर्स के बारे में पहले
What do
पूछते
you
हैं.
expect to find at the source of the ooze?
To find a cure. The ooze seeps into our world, sickening us. I may be able to stop it. Unfortunately, I cannot reach the source. The Araloo is a formidable place. Tricky. A maze constantly evolving, changing, reshaping itself. The isthmus, for example. I found an oozing crack in the ground. The terrain then remade itself, and I can get to it no longer.
Perhaps we might be able to find a way through and take a look at that source.
Would you? That would be splendid. Would you mind taking notes?
You see ghosts. You stroll the void as if it were your garden. You possess and share forbidden rituals. Who are you really?
I'm Lammy Haskell, and I am a man of many sciences. I am in fact a true pursuer.
That raises more questions than it answers.
What are the pillars of the universe? Which principles underpin existence? As occultists, do we change the world or scratch upon its surface? Each discipline I embrace peels back a new layer of reality. I'm yet at the beginning, and see where I already stand. Amazing, no?
You did not find the void breach beneath the mill by accident. You had help. Who taught you?
I did my research.
Suddenly, you're a man of few words.
I'd rather not involve those not present. Discretion, you understand.
Your father is convinced a witch poisoned his well.
ये सारी बातें नहीं बता रहा, बात को काट रहा है बंदा, छुपाने की कोशिश कर रहा है काफी.
We must counter the devil with knowledge of his tricks. That, my father always said, is the purest of God's work.
Aye. You can imagine your father saying that.
When I was 10, he gave me my initiation. Demonology, sir, as he would say. He saw me as his heir. Then, of a sudden, the books were forbidden. So I stole them. The very same books he'd forced upon me as a boy. I understand them where he does not. I did no wrong, apart from a little theft.
पहले कैलेब वॉटसन के बारे में पूछते हैं.
We must talk of Caleb Watson. Why in the hell would you give him a resurrection ritual?
Ruth's death hit poor Caleb hard. He was alone, and so I would often stop by his workshop. He took a keen interest in my studies and was a good listener. When he learned that she could possibly return, he had one question.
Men bonding over bereavement and black magic.
I should have proceeded with...
You shouldn't have proceeded at all. We have a witch hunt on our hands. You could face trial for this botched ritual.
Yes, and I'm sorry. I found it in a copy of De Occulti Philosophia by Cornelius Agrippa von Nettesheim. A remarkable book.
I've met my fair share of illustrious occultists, and none owned an authentic Agrippa. Much is lost in translation or altered in the printing. I doubt your copy is an exception.
Of course! The power is in the words, and mine were wrong, so the power went awry. How very fascinating!
Are you aware of what would happen if people learnt of your studies?
Surely the acquisition of knowledge...
Do you remember Deborah?
Miss Comenius. Yes, of course, I remember.
Your father tasked us with an
ये तो पागल हो चुका है ऐसा लग रहा है इस नॉलेज के चक्कर में.
Ah, I think I understand what you're saying.
चलो demonology studies के बारे में पूछते हैं.
You've studied demonology.
When my father forbade me to continue, I confess I disobeyed him. Those big books were very boring until they were forbidden. Suddenly I could not get enough of them. More recently, a good friend of my father showed me that I had only been scratching at the...
कौन है भाई ये बंदा, किसने सिखाया?
An itinerant Frenchman who often visited New Eden in recent years.
क्या पता न्यू एडन में इसी के वजह से आया हो ये सब प्रॉब्लम.
As a thinker,
जो नाइटमेयर का जो प्रॉब्लम है शायद इसी वजह से आया हो.
My father was so proud to be included in his discourse. For him, knowledge is the ladder to greatness, and greatness is the prize. To me, knowledge is itself the prize.
Let's go take a closer
सारी
look at
बातें
that
तो बताई
ooze
नहीं
then.
इसने,
And with that
बट
sorrow
ये पता
gone,
चला है किसी फ्रेंचमैन से सीखा है इसने.
do be careful. My home is your home. If you need any...
The Araloo is not your home, Lammy.
On a quest to right his father's wrong, Lammy Haskell has been studying forbidden magic. इसके बारे में पता नहीं चला, इसके बारे में पता चलेगा. और ये एंटिटी है कुछ, प्रोग्रेस इन इन्वेस्टिगेशन टू ऑब्टेन हिंट्स. ये तो हो गया.
Pardon my morbid enthusiasm, Mistress Duarte, but could I ask you a few questions?
What do you wish to know?
Do you still need to eat? Do you feel hunger? Sorry, it's just you're the first ghost I've met, in person, as it were.
I don't eat. Not in the way you do. I feel hunger. Again, not in the way you do.
चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं, यहाँ से पता चलेगा.
So, the pious governor's unassuming son is our evil Harrow's witch.
The more powerful
मुझे तो काफी
the
dangerous ही
beast,
लग रहा
the
बंदा.
more dangerous it is. I don't know that I buy Lammy's hair of the dog theory, but I feel strange, and I suspect the ooze.
Only one way to find out.
कुछ गड़बड़ लग रहा है इसमें. चलो
Oh, God. I need a wee bit of help here.
सोर्स ऑफ द ooze को सर्च करना है अपने को. रीच वहाँ तक पहुँचना है.
Well, that was not pleasant. Not pleasant at all.
Wards. I'm going to need a hand here.
ये है ना.
I'm at your side again.
सैड है भाई जाने का ऑप्शन. वो दिख गया मुझे मशाल, उधर साइड जाना है, पर जाने का रास्ता कहाँ से है?
We need to look for somewhere to cross.
फालतू में कंफ्यूज हो रहा था यार मैं.
I can help.
oozes through the breach.
पास थ्रू द
Suckling
वॉइड
and
ब्रिजेस।
festering
अच्छा यहाँ पर है।
How delightful.
in. Let's see what lies on the other side.
एक और वॉइड है यहाँ पे तो, या फिर नहीं वॉइड नहीं होगा, ये शायद एग्जिट होगा, पता चल जाएगा। एग्जिट हो सकता,
Underground, look.
देखता हूँ मैप में पता चलेगा कहाँ पर है। हैरोज पीछे आ गया मैं कहीं पे। वाइट स्प्लिंटर,
Looks like.
Wonderful.
Ink while explore the cave, कहीं कोई cave।
The ooze affects the incarnate too.
अच्छा, जो वहाँ से लिक्विड फॉर्म में कुछ निकल रहा था वो यहाँ तक पहुँच चुका है।
Who goes there?
कुछ है यार, कोई है यहाँ पे, बात करने के बाद पता चलेगा कौन है।
I don't know. But I don't think we're alone. What might you be then?
एंटिटी।
Oh, shite.
Did you just say shite? You?
किसका घोस्ट हो सकता है ये? दो तीन, एक नीचे। कुछ
It's bigger than I thought it'd be.
Is that a
इन्वेस्टिगेट द हाउस।
We may be below the well.
No wonder they all got sick.
समझ नहीं आया यार। अच्छा शायद ये हैरोस के नीचे, नहीं मैप पे तो कहीं और शो कर रहा है। हाउस को इन्वेस्टिगेट करना, एक्सप्लोर द केव, इन्वेस्टिगेट द हाउस। इधर क्या है? As above as below, ये वाला है क्या? अपग्रेड भी है इसका।
What is luck in here?
Time to work, Banisher.
पहले तो मुझे ऊपर जाना है। Inside the Pandora box. Amity Gibbs.
This house belonged to a certain Antipas and Clemency Gibbs.
पहले मैं अपग्रेड करता हूँ अपना, बाकी बातें तो बाद में होती रहेंगी। इसको भी अपग्रेड कर ही देता हूँ, बाकी चीजें बाद में। और बाकी चीज़ अपग्रेड नहीं होंगी यार, यही है जो भी है। पहले लेवल पे सो क्या अपग्रेड करना।
I feel something close.
पहले मुझे जो बॉक्स है ऊपर उसको लेना है, नहीं तो मैं बाद में जाऊंगा। ये है ना ऑप्शन यहाँ से। तो है दो रास्ते, किधर जाना है?
I felt it too. Look up. The ooze oozed through the very stone.
ये क्या है?
Mr. and Mrs. Gibbs, have you read
अच्छा,
my
डेब्रा।
I read it, aye. And then I washed my hands and prayed for grace. You claim to prove that there is no curse. Well,
A witch would say that, wouldn't she?
Wherever people gather to live, disease takes hold, and I believe... What are you doing?
your evil lies shall be destroyed. We know who you are, and you shall be judged. Witch!
डेब्रा वो ये लोग विच समझने लग गए थे।
They were determined to do for her. She built a case for her rationality, and they tore it apart.
The Gibbs' land was barren. They were struggling for money. And of all of them, just this one house fell down.
Maybe it was personal.
Was the Gibbs' house targeted by the ooze?
Obviously. Look around you.
सेट जाने का ऑप्शन ओपन हो गया। पहले
I feel something close.
कुछ है क्या यहाँ पे? अच्छा ये है ना। गिब्स फार्म अकाउंट बुक्स। और इधर जाते हैं।
Look to me.
ऊपर से क्लाइम करने का ऑप्शन नहीं है यहाँ पे। बस इतना ही था यहाँ पे। वहां से तो मैं आया हूँ। ठीक है, आगे जाना है।
Mrs. Gibbs, I presume.
अच्छा मिसेस गिब्स है हो सकता है। और इधर क्या है?
Shall we?
ये हो गया इधर।
Another shadow.
What do they want? Red, something is keeping me from manifesting.
In here? Ah, shite.
I'm back.
At long last.
Ghost wards cannot manifest.
अच्छा रास्ता उधर सही है जाने का।
I love doing that. Something has me. Wards. Red, I can't manifest anymore. Better.
You're welcome.
Now let's inspect the body. Wasn't I always?
Expected no less from you, Mrs. Gibbs.
Call on me.
throwing a tantrum, are we?
Someone didn't want to stay dead.
कुछ ऑप्शन है यहाँ पे, एग्जिट करने का ऑप्शन है शायद. पहले इसको एग्जामिन करते हैं.
Clemency Gibbs blamed the epidemic on a witch. Come from New Eden Town with the governor.
That's not what Deborah's research pointed at.
Well, the Gibbs were not at home to rational explanations. Have a bit of this.
It won't do.
See anything?
Either the water table is full of ooze, or there's another source.
Let's search upstream.
Over there.
Elusive little buggers.
Shall we?
invigorated. Feels weird. Well, pleasant.
Told you. Don't step in that. I mean it.
Find a way around then.
Take care. The place is warded.
Those echoes we're hearing, were the shadows speaking.
They always appear near the ooze.
So do the whispers.
But which came first?
To make you angry.
The whispers say the same things over and over.
What kind of entity would be so obsessed?
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank.
Reinforcements! Is that the sound of the corpse cocking its gun?
That Spectre's looking for a hood. Standing by.
This looks perfectly drinkable.
Famous last words.
Why hasn't the poison spread to the groundwater?
Perhaps it shifts and shapes, like the void. Off we go then. This whole country is rotten to the core.
And you're just now reaching this conclusion?
If I wanted your opinion, I'd give it to you.
Perhaps if you gave me the space to have one, then we'd both be better off. Someone came through here, someone real, not just a shadow. Whoever it was, looks like the ooze got him. What do you think, Antea?
You wanted the space to have your own opinion. I'm giving it to you.
This must be Antipas Gibbs. Hell of a fall to live through. Now join in any time, Antea.
What do you think I'm doing?
This is God's land. How could we let a witch come to our community? Instructing our children, no less.
'Tis no surprise. New Eden brims over with backsliders. The governor, chief amongst them.
Aye, many had to sicken and die for him to act. But the deed is not yet done.
We must fight the Lord's good fight and cast the devil out for good. Many want to try the witch, aye, and many want to see her dead.
Great! More fun. They brought more friends. There's more of them. Have a bit of this. Those things came from the ooze. They're like those oriental shapeshifters we fought in Bremen.
Obake liquefy. This is something else. The ooze reacted to our presence. The Gibbs were so angry. Pure entitled bigotry.
Maybe they were affected by the ooze. I mean, we've been snapping at each other since we got here. Something's toying with us.
I think they made the ooze. I don't think the ooze made them.
This is it. This is the source. How do we get to it?
Shelter, if you need a fire to warm you up.
तो गाइस इस एपिसोड को यहीं ख़त्म करते हैं, मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट एपिसोड में।